Welcome to Life Stories, where the people you trust most can sometimes leave you in places you never imagined, physically, emotionally, and in the middle of an airport with no one coming back. What if the person who raised you, the one who said they'd always be there, simply walked away? This isn't just a story about betrayal. It's about what happens when a mother chooses herself over her grandchildren, and a daughter finds the strength to finally say, enough. Stay with us, because what starts as heartbreak becomes something far more powerful, a journey of reclaiming identity, setting boundaries, and choosing family not by blood, but by courage. Let's go back to the moment everything changed. The blue bikini slipped from Lauren's fingers and landed on the floor like a silent accusation. Her suitcase lay open on the bed, halfway packed with sunscreen, linen dresses, and carefully folded maps of Maui's most scenic coastal drives. It was supposed to be a fresh start, a mother's quiet rebellion against grief, guilt, and the gray static of post-divorce life. She reached for her phone, intending to double-check the flight confirmation. Instead, the screen lit up with a name that made her heart stutter, Lily. Her 13-year-old daughter should have been midair by now, safe, with her grandmother. Lauren picked up on the third ring. Mom? The voice was fractured, wet with tears. Lily? Honey, what's wrong? She's gone, came the whisper. Grandma just left us. The room tilted. The Maui travel brochure fluttered off the nightstand. What do you mean left you? We're at LAX, Terminal 4, Lily sobbed. She said she was going to the bathroom. Then Caleb found a note in his backpack. She took her suitcase. She's not coming back. Lauren's knees buckled, but she forced her voice to stay level. Where are you exactly? Are you safe? We're at the customer service desk. A lady named Vanessa is helping, but Grandma said we're a burden now, that you drain her savings. She said this trip was your fantasy, not hers. Lauren closed her eyes, fingers digging into the edge of the dresser. None of this made sense. Or maybe it made too much sense. Her mother had insisted on taking the kids to LAX first, said it would give Lauren time to wrap up last-minute things. She'd smiled that familiar, brittle smile that always felt like a threat in disguise. Lauren had chalked it up to tension, to generational gaps. Now she wasn't so sure. I'm leaving right now, she said. Don't let anyone take you anywhere. Stay with Vanessa. I'll be there in 30 minutes. She hung up and stood still for 3 seconds. Just 3. Then something ancient and electric roared up from her chest, and she was flying down the stairs with nothing but keys, a purse, and a scream boiling behind her ribs. Her mother had abandoned her children, not metaphorically, not emotionally, literally. At an airport, Lauren barely remembered the drive. She ran red lights, cursed traffic, called Lily twice, once at a stoplight, once when she couldn't take the silence anymore. The kids were okay, scared but okay. And then something shifted. Lily said, almost too softly to hear, Grandma said you were pretending, that you can't afford this trip, that you were trying to trap her into helping. That's when Lauren knew. This wasn't a breakdown. It wasn't a moment of weakness. It was premeditated, calculated, and funded by Lauren's own credit card. Her mother had asked to use her laptop 2 nights ago to check the weather. Lauren had handed it over without thinking. All the bookings, first-class upgrades, the beachside villa, the private tours, were under Lauren's name. Her mother hadn't just left. She had stolen their vacation. Lauren's flat slapped against the terminal floor as she ran. Her heart beat like a war drum in her chest. When she reached the customer service desk, she spotted them immediately. Lily, tear-streaked, clinging to a paper cup of hot chocolate. Caleb, 15, pale and stiff, standing like a soldier on shaky ground. They didn't need to say anything. She saw it all in their eyes. Betrayal, abandonment, disbelief. Security pulled the tape, said Vanessa, the customer service rep. Your mother boarded a flight to Athens 20 minutes ago. First class. The words rang in Lauren's ears like gunshots. First class, on Lauren's dime. The officer in the security office showed her footage. 3 different days. 3 different visits. Always the same woman, asking questions, inquiring about flights, making changes, plotting a clean escape. The barista near Gate 24, Zoe, recognized her too. She told the kids she'd be right back with snacks, Zoe said, but she took her carry-on. That's when I knew something was off. Lauren's hands trembled as she reached into her pocket. Caleb had handed her a note earlier, and she hadn't read it until now. Rachel, this arrangement isn't working. I won't bankroll your post-divorce mess or raise your kids while you play victim. You've always been careless. I won't let you pull me down with you. I'm going where peace still exists. Don't try to contact me, Mom. The cruelty was surgical. Lauren stared at the handwriting. She recognized it from birthday cards and permission slips. Neat, cold. She folded it slowly, like a flag. And something inside her, the part that had always wanted her mother's approval, curled up and died. By the time she got the kids home, night had fallen. No one ate. The house felt too quiet, too false. I should have seen this coming, Lauren said aloud in the kitchen. I've let her undermine me for years. Caleb looked up. She told me last year you were going to remarry someone rich and dump us on her when it got hard. Lily's voice was smaller. She said you only took us on this trip to make Dad jealous. Lauren sat down. This wasn't just about one vacation. This was years of rot surfacing all at once. She opened her laptop. The reservations were all there. The luxury villa, the sunset cruises, the spa appointments, all of it. Still under her name, still under her control. She canceled the villa first, then the yacht, then the driver, the wine tasting. One by one, the trip her mother had stolen unraveled. She hovered over the return flight, then clicked cancel. Her mother would land in Athens expecting paradise. Instead, she'd find nothing waiting, just like what she left behind. Have you ever had to choose between family and self-respect? What would you do if someone you trusted crossed the line that couldn't be uncrossed? As the confirmation emails flooded her inbox, Lauren realized something chilling. Her mother wasn't the only one who had changed the rules. And in the next chapter, someone is about to make a call that no one saw coming. Lauren hadn't slept. She'd tried. But every time her eyes closed, her mother's voice echoed in her mind, clipped, calculated, laced with the kind of disdain only family can perfect. Now, as the first strands of daylight spilled through the kitchen blinds, Lauren sat in front of her laptop, the soft hum of the refrigerator the only sound in the house. Her fingers hovered over the keyboard. There was one booking left, the final thread. Her mother's return flight. Lauren stared at it. She could leave it. Let her come back, furious and inconvenienced, but safe. Or she could do what her mother never expected, draw a line. With a steady exhale, she clicked cancel. The confirmation appeared instantly. And for the first time in years, Lauren felt something inside her settle. Not peace exactly, but clarity. She made breakfast without thinking. Pancakes, just the way Caleb liked them. Sliced strawberries for Lily. They'd need something sweet before the conversation she was about to have. Caleb wandered in first, hair tousled, wearing the same hoodie he'd fallen asleep in. He poured orange juice wordlessly and slid into a chair. Lily followed, quieter than usual. She'd always been the more sensitive of the two, observant, absorbing emotions like a sponge until she couldn't hold them anymore. Lauren placed the plates down gently, then sat across from them. "We need to talk," she said. Caleb looked up. "About Grandma?" "Yes." Lily's fork paused in midair. "Are you mad at her?" Lauren didn't answer right away. How could she explain the tidal wave of fury, betrayal, grief, and something worse, recognition? "I'm sad," she said finally, "and I'm done pretending I'm not." Caleb pushed his food around with his fork. "She's always been like this, hasn't she?" Lauren met his gaze. "Yes, but I didn't want to believe it, not fully." "Then why did you let her treat you that way?" Lily whispered. The question cut deeper than any accusation. Lauren stared down at her coffee mug. "Because she's my mother, and for a long time I thought if I just tried harder, she'd be different." "But she left us," Caleb said, jaw tightening. "At an airport, like luggage she didn't want to claim." Lauren swallowed the lump in her throat. "She used your money," Lily added, voice trembling. "She lied. She told us you couldn't afford anything, that you'd fall apart without her." The words hung heavy in the air. "She's wrong," Lauren said firmly. "We're not falling apart. We're still here. Together. The conversation could have ended there, but it didn't, because Caleb stood and walked to the counter, opened the drawer, and pulled something out. A letter. He placed it in front of her without a word. She gave this to me the night before we left, he said. Told me not to open it unless something went wrong. Lauren blinked. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't think anything would go wrong, he said, then paused. And I didn't want to upset you. The letter was addressed to Caleb, in her mother's handwriting, precise, elegant, sharp as ever. Lauren unfolded it slowly. Caleb, if you're reading this, then I suppose the truth is already out. You're old enough to understand that sometimes adults make choices for the greater good. Your mother, she's lost herself in this fantasy of independence. But she can't carry it all, no matter what she says. She's always needed someone else to prop her up. Your father. Me. Eventually, it will fall on you. You're the man of the house now. Don't let her drown you in her dreams. Be smart. Be careful. Grandma Lauren read it 3 times. Each time, her breath caught in a different place. It wasn't just betrayal anymore. It was grooming. A quiet corrosion of her children's trust. Her mother had planted seeds of doubt, of fear, and she had almost let them take root. Lauren looked up at Caleb, who was watching her carefully. I don't believe her, he said quietly. But part of me, I wanted to. Lily had tears on her cheeks. She made us think you were weak. Lauren folded the letter and put it down like a weapon. I've spent my whole life trying to keep the peace, she said. But peace that comes from being small, from swallowing everything, isn't real peace. She stood and walked to the window, watching the sky brighten beyond the rooftops. She's going to call, she murmured, when she lands and finds everything gone. She already did, Caleb said. 3 times. I didn't answer. Lauren turned, surprised. He shrugged. Didn't feel like she deserved it. Lauren reached for her phone. Her fingers hovered over the voicemail icon. Then she paused. She wasn't ready to listen. Not yet. But something had shifted. She wasn't scared of the messages. She wasn't scared of her mother. Later that morning, she checked her bank account. The refunds had processed. Nearly $9,000 returned. Enough for something else. Something theirs. She typed beach rentals within driving distance into the search bar. A modest cottage popped up. 3 bedrooms. Private access to the sand. Nothing fancy, but quiet, honest. She booked it. When she told the kids, they didn't cheer. They nodded. Grateful. But changed. They were different now. She was different now. And as she zipped up her suitcase again, this time with clothes for Cape Cod instead of Maui, Lauren felt something close to resolve. Her mother had always told her who she was. Too emotional, too idealistic, too dependent. But now Lauren was the woman who canceled a first-class flight across the world with a single click. And that woman wasn't going to be underestimated again. When someone you love manipulates your children, is forgiveness ever truly possible? In the next chapter, Lauren will face the fallout and the phone call that could unravel everything or set her free for good. Stay with us. The ocean was quieter than Lauren expected. Waves rolled in and curled across the sand, not with drama, but with a rhythm that matched the silence between her and her children. They'd arrived at the Cape Cod cottage 2 days ago. Just the 3 of them, just as she'd promised. The place was modest, no infinity pool, no spa robes, but the windows opened to salt air and the sound of gulls instead of airport announcements, and no one had raised their voice, no one had cried. But the silence held weight, a grief no one had yet named. Lauren stood on the porch with a cup of coffee, her eyes scanning the shoreline, where Caleb skipped stones and Lily sat hugging her knees, drawing circles in the wet sand with a stick. She hadn't checked her voicemails in 48 hours. She told herself she was reclaiming peace. But the truth was less noble. She was afraid. What if her mother had finally said the one thing that would unravel her? Or worse, what if she hadn't said anything at all? Lauren returned inside and sat on the couch, the mug warm between her palms. She opened her phone. 17 voicemails. She hit play. At first, it was what she expected. Indignant anger. How dare you cancel my flight? You've humiliated me. I did this for you. Don't pretend you're the victim. But then something shifted in the voice. By the fifth message, there was panic, then desperation, a sense of unraveling. Lauren's throat tightened. The eighth message was quieter. Rachel, her mother said, I don't know what you think I've done, but I raised you. I loved you the best I could. Lauren paused the message. Loved me the best you could. She stood up too fast, the coffee sloshing over the rim. The words echoed like an excuse she'd heard 1,000 times. But for the first time, she didn't feel guilty. She felt tired, and underneath the exhaustion, something clearer, resolve. Later that evening, as they sat around the fire pit, roasting marshmallows with flecks of sand still on their skin, Lauren said what had been building since LAX. I listened to the messages. Lily glanced up, marshmallow goo on her sleeve. Caleb didn't react at all. She's trying to come back, Lauren said, and I don't know what to do about that. There was a long pause. Do we have to decide now? Lily asked. No, Lauren said. We don't. Caleb poked at the embers. You know what I keep thinking about? He said finally. She told me I'd have to take care of you someday, that you'd fall apart. Lauren's breath caught. And now, he added, I see her in an airport with no hotel, no plan, calling you for help, and you're the one who held it all together. The fire crackled. Lily leaned her head on Lauren's shoulder. She doesn't get to come back just because she's scared, Lily whispered. No, Lauren said. She doesn't. The next morning, Lauren answered the phone. Her mother's voice was hoarse, smaller than Lauren remembered. I'm back, she said. I got home last night? Lauren said nothing. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't either, Lauren replied. Maybe that's the problem. There was a beat of silence. I made mistakes, her mother said, but I was trying to protect you. No, you were trying to control me. Silence again, but not empty. Heavy. I don't want to lose you, her mother whispered. You already did, Lauren said, but I'm open to rebuilding, if you can respect boundaries. What does that mean? It means you don't get access to my children until you earn it. It means you don't get to shape my life with guilt. It means if you want to be part of this family, it's on my terms now. More silence, then a quiet, okay. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, maybe not ever, but it was a start. 6 months later, Lauren sat at a different beach, this one colder, rockier. Lily chased seagulls down the shoreline. Caleb was on a rock with a sketch pad, headphones in. Her phone buzzed. A photo message from her mother, a book club meeting, a tray of cookies, the caption, trying. Lauren stared at it for a long time, then closed the message, not deleting it, not responding either. Some relationships don't end, they just change form. Back at the cottage, Caleb was waiting on the steps. Lily asked if we're ever going back to Maui. Lauren smiled faintly. I don't know. Would you want to? Lauren looked out toward the horizon. Maybe. One day. On our terms. He nodded. As they walked back inside, Lauren felt a quiet peace settle into her bones, not because things had been fixed, but because she'd stopped waiting for someone else to fix them. She was the peacekeeper now, the protector, the parent, and no one would ever leave her children in an airport again. What part of Lauren's journey resonated with you the most? Comment 100 if this story moved you. Tell us where you're watching from. We'd love to know. And don't forget to share this story with a friend who needs it. Thank you for watching Life Stories.